Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Aditi Ranjan and today we officially launch or mark the launch of our YouTube channel where we deep dive into the world of debating, public speaking and everything in middle. And that is why I have something very incredible to talk to you about, that is the British Parliamentary debate or the BP format of debate. Now, this format is recognized by almost all unions of the world, and that is exactly why I am here to break it down for you in a very simple way. So, if you are ready to learn, make sure to drop your love in the comments and hit the like button. And with that, let's go and proceed to the learning and the knowledge.
Let us begin with the knowledge of British parliamentary debate. So, this is just an introduction page that really talks about what British parliamentary debate is, and I have covered that in the intro, so I don't think I have to put a lot of light in that as well. So, now I want to keep this video short and informative for all of those who are watching. So, that's why I just will cover main points. So, let's begin with the slide 2, which is an important one. Now, understanding the structure of a BP debate round. So first, what happens is you get a motion. So motion is a statement that to be debated on. So let's take an example. This house would ban private school, or this house would ban private cars, or this house believes that government should focus on service sector rather than industrial sector. Anything could be a motion where you debate on. So that technically is a motion. And for the slides, a short reminder, I will put this PDF into the description so you don't need to worry about what is on the screen. I'll just explain it and you can read it later in the description. Now, moving ahead about the teams. So, two teams on the each side. So, one is government and one is opposition, or you can say one is proposition and one is opposition. So, what does a government do? So, they support the motion. And what does an opposition do? They disgrace the motion and say that no, this is wrong and we should not follow that. So if I say this house should ban private cars, so government said yes, we should ban private cars, and opposition will say no, we don't have to ban private cars, that's wrong. So this is what a government and opposition does. Now, order of speeches. For specific order of speakers, 7 minutes per speeches with protected time. So I will explain you what is a protected time when I explain POI. But for instance, you understand there are 8 speakers in British parliamentary debate. Yes, there are 8 speakers of 4 houses. The houses are in order of like OG, then OO, then closing of government, that is CG, and then closing opposition, the CO. And be mindful that I'll explain that, but be mindful that when you are going to participate in any tournament that follows like British parliamentary, don't expect judges to say opening government, opening opposition for you. You just have to remember these key terms, OOOC, or whatever like that. So there are 4 teams in a British parliamentary debate: the opening government, the opening opposition, the closing government, and the closing opposition. We will talk about their roles in the next slide. So let's go to the next slide. Now, meeting the 4 teams of the BP debate. Opening government. What does an opening government do? So they set up the government case with the key arguments. So the opening government are the first speakers of the debate. So what they are going to do is they are going to introduce the stakeholders. So if I say we should ban private schools, so who are the stakeholders? They are students, they are teachers, they are mentors, they are principals, directors, or whoever they are running the school. So they are the stakeholders. So what is the main purpose of opening government is they introduce the stakeholders, they introduce the debate to the judge, that why we are debating on this topic today, why we want to ban private schools or private cars or anything like that. And they introduce key arguments. So some key arguments could be that private schools charge a lot of fees, and there could be like private schools are very economical, unequal, because not everybody get to go to private schools. So that are some key arguments that can be made in such a case. So the opening government gets to introduce that. Now, talking about the opening opposition. So after opening government, it's just chance of opening opposition to speak. Opening opposition. They refute OG and present the opposition perspective. Now, what is OG does actually? So what OG does, what OO does is that they say no, the opening government is trying to manipulate things. They can say that not every government produce nice, like every government school does not have quality education, and that is why they're private schools and they're doing good. So we just should not ban private schools. That's like just so unjust. So that is the work of opening opposition. They frame the perspective of opposition, introducing the stakeholders, like if they can, they should, and talking about the main key arguments of what opposition can make. Now talking, sorry for the next slide. Now talking about the closing government. Closing government extends on OG's argument and introduce new material. There are specification of that member of government can introduce new points, but government whip cannot introduce new points. We'll talk about that when we talk about individual. But for instance, like extend OG's argument. So if opening government says that the government should ban private schools because they are costly. So why they are costly? Why does it impact the stakeholders? These are the duties of closing government to speak, because you cannot bring thousands of new arguments every time. So you have to prove the judge that okay, this argument was made by opening government, but we explained it better. Why this matter? Why this point matters like that? So that actually happens with closing government, and they also summarize the debate from the government side. So they say these are the XYZ factors, and that is why this motion should stand. Now closing government also does the same. The closing opposition also does the same. They extend on the opening opposition statements and arguments, and these are the XYZ like statements and the reason that is why this motion should fall. Now talking about the next slide, opening government and roles and responsibilities. So as I told you, I'll explain it that way also. There are 8 speakers and 2 speakers in each team, right? So there are 8 speakers and 2 speakers in each team. Now we'll talk about opening government. So opening government consists of a prime minister and deputy prime minister, and remember the short form PM and DPM. Now what does a PM does in a speech or like in a debate? So they define the motion and present initial arguments, or define the stakeholders and to the judges. So what they does, if I say what is private, like we should ban private cars. So you have to explain everything. What is private cars? What is the word private here means, and why it is like banned and bad for the environment, government, everything. You just have to explain in detail, because you just have to consider the judge is a 5-year-old girl or boy sitting right next to you, and you have to explain them everything that you speak in a debate should be like spoke or understood to them nicely. Now define the motion and present initial arguments. The initial or the basic argument that can be framed down. Deputy prime minister, so they rebut OO. Now also you understand that after PM, the leader of opposition get chance to speak. Then comes the DPM. So DPM has already heard the speech of opening opposition. So now what he does is he rebut that no, the opening government is saying wrong. The opening opposition is saying wrong, and that these are the reasons they are saying that wrong, and also extend the government case. So DPM generally does not introduce new arguments, but also expand new arguments and expand arguments made by the prime minister, because prime minister does not get time to explain any of his argument, but DPM does that for him or her. So that actually happens, and this is the closing of the government case. Now talking about opening opposition and roles and responsibilities. So there is leader of opposition. So he is the first speaker from the opposition and belongs to opening opposition. Now he responds to PM because PM has already spoke first. So he gives rebuttal to PM and represent opposition argument, the basic arguments that opposition can make. Now the Same as DPM, there's DLO, that is Deputy Leader of Opposition. What he does is he has listened to the speeches of PM, DPM, and also his own leader, the LO. So what he's going to do is he's gonna rebut the PM and the DPM and also strengthen the opposition case. So he's gonna expand the cases of opposition. So you can understand the both opening part is doing the same thing, but just of different perspective. One is favoring the motion and one is not favoring the motion. It's just so simple as that. Now the opening cases are over and we're gonna talk about the closing government or the closing half. Yeah. Government member. So GM is the government member. So he's like, if you talk about the government side, so he's the third speaker from the government side, and he extend on OG's cases with new perspective and rebut CEO. So what he's going to do is he gonna introduce new points into the argument that no, it's not this perspective what the opening government or like PM and DPM told you. There are more perspective to the same motion. And what they're going to do is they're going to separate themselves from the PM or the DPM without actually telling them, without actually knifing them. And even they can explain the points that are made by the opening government and explain them better. So the judges or the panel give them marks for that, but not the opening government who initially introduced it. So it's not about introducing a new point. It's about explaining how bad or how nice you can explain a point that fits into the judge's mind. Yes, this point is right, and it affects a lot of people. This is what matters in a debate. It does not matter you explain thousands of new arguments. If you explain two arguments very nicely, that has more impact than that. Now, government whip. So GW is government whip, and they summarize the debate and highlighting the key clashes. So they summarize the debate from the government side, and they cannot introduce new points. So government whip, if you are a government whip, you cannot introduce new points because there is nobody to rebut you. So you should not introduce new point. And I don't know, but if you do, in most of the big tournaments, your point is gonna detect. So do make sure that you listen to the argument or the speeches that are going into the debate very carefully if you're the closing government or the closing opposition. Now talking about the closing opposition, it also does the same thing, the close opposition member OM. So what they do is they're going to extend OO cases with new arguments and rebut CG. And opposition whip, so they summarize the debate but from the opposition perspective, that yes, this are the reasons why I am doing that, and that is why the motion should fall, and they strengthen the OO's argument. So it's just all the same. And also opposition whip cannot introduce new points. It's just not possible because nobody is listening to your speech. You cannot introduce any new arguments in that. Now, mastering the point of information, POIs. Before explaining them, let me introduce to you what is protected time. So as you heard, there's 7 minutes, but technically there is 8 minutes of speeches you're given in a traditional BP format. If you're debating for like a adult one, and what we do is 5 minutes in like tournaments or school qualifiers, they're 5 minutes, but traditionally they're 8 minutes. And what is protected time is that in this time, you cannot ask a POIs. So make sure you don't spam anybody for POIs in the protected time. Now, what is protected time? The protected time is the first minute to the last minute, the 1 minute gap between the speaker. So, if I start speaking now, so the first minute you cannot ask the POI because now I just have started my speech. And in the last minute, you cannot ask the POI to me because I'm summarizing the whole thing that I've said. So the first minute and the last minute is the protected time, but in the middle, you can ask the POIs, and that is allowed, and you should actually ask that. The definition of POI, point of information, is brief question or statement during a opponent's speech. So you can ask that to actually redefine if you did not understood, or you want like why he said that, is that a fact, so you can explain it or ask for sources and purpose to challenge argument or gain clarity. That's just so simple. And equity is offered POIs between first and last minute of a speeches. So that I actually explained you what is protected time, and you cannot ask UI in the protected time, but after unprotected time you can ask that. The real example and practice motion. So if you're a student or you're preparing for any debate tournament, I really hope you can just go through these points, and it will be in the description, and I really hope you can make points for this, and you can comment that, and I would definitely love to see everybody of you practicing these debate motion. And that's just all for that. And to endure the importance of BPA debate, BP debate is something that's very critical, because you just not talk about, you just have to debate and spam anyone. It's like you have to critically think, you have to public speak, and then you have to teamwork. Because every time, if you are the PM and I am a TPM, and if we do not coordinate our work, the opposition is definitely going to like harm us and crash our arguments. So that is what you get in BP format, that you have to do teamwork, public speaking, and critical think. So everybody of you watching this video, I really hope you get nice in your tournaments, or even if you're watching this for a knowledge, I hope you got it nicely. And that was that for today, and I will keep posting about these topics. Do make sure to subscribe this channel, and thank you very much.